Hello guys, welcome back to Perky Percival, and this is my first video, so I'll try my best that you like it. So in this video I'll be showing my V format deck profile for Illusionary Revenger Mordred Phantom. So let's start with the deck profile. So first we start off with the boss monster, that is Illusionary Revenger Mordred Phantom. So we are taking 4 copies of it, and its skill is auto on Vanguard circle. When your Blaster Dagger is placed on rearguard circle, you get an imaginary gift force. And the second auto Vanguard circle effect is when it attacks, if your opponent's guard is grade 3 or greater, cost counterblast 1 and stand all of your Blaster Dagger, and they get power plus 10k until end of the turn. So that's restanding your Blaster Dagger with a massive increase of 10k per turn, but only when your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater. So the next grade 3 is 2 copies of Phantom Blaster Overlord. So its skill on continuous Vanguard circle is during your turn, if you have a Phantom Blaster Dragon in your soul, this unit will get plus 10,000 and its original critical becomes twice. So it's already written there that it will require a prerequisite, that is Phantom Blaster Dragon. So if that card will be in your soul, this unit will get 10,000 and its original critical, that is 1, will become 2. And its second auto skill on Vanguard circle is when it attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost, that counterblast 1 and retire any number of rear guards, and your opponent will choose the same number of his or her rear guards as you retired for this cost, and he or she will retire them. And then you will search your deck for up to 1 card with Blaster in its card name and call it to rear guard, and that call unit will get 10,000. So that's basically weakening your opponent's board and increasing your power. So as we saw in Phantom Blaster Overlord that we require a Phantom Blaster Dragon, so obviously our next grade 3 will be Phantom Blaster Dragon, and I'm running 1 copy of it. You can run it 2 copy, but I'm running 1 only for the purpose that it will be in the soul. So its skill act on Vanguard circle, cost counterblast 1 and retire 3 rear guards, and your opponent chooses 3 of his or her rear guards and retire them, and this unit will now get plus 15,000 power and plus 1 critical until end of that turn. So the cost is quite heavy, but the power increase is also quite big. And its second skill, act on Vanguard circle once per turn. If your opponent has 4 or less cards in his or her damage zone and no rear guards, then cost Soul Blast 1 grade 3, and you can deal 1 damage automatically to your opponent's Vanguard. So you can deal 1 damage automatically without swinging your attack. So the last grade 3 that I am running is 1 copy of Danger-lunge Dragon. So you can replace it with Phantom Blaster Dragon, it's all as per your choice, but I am running 1 Phantom Blaster Dragon and 1 Danger-lunge Dragon. So its skill auto on Vanguard circle, when it's placed, Soul Blast 1 and return a grade 2 from your drop zone to your hand. So basically you can use it for Blaster Dart, so you can call it to rear guard and it will be strengthened once your Vanguard is Mordred Phantom. So you can match the skills of Danger-lunge Dragon with Mordred Phantom or Blaster Dart. But regarding Blaster Dart, if you want to call Blaster Dart to the rear guard circle, we have a lot of other options. As we will go through the deck profile, you can see that. So its other skill on Vanguard or rearguard circle, it's auto. When it attacks, if you have 3 or more force markers, then you can Soul Blast 1 grade 3, and until end of that battle, not turn but the whole battle, this unit will get plus 10k and 1 critical plus, and your opponent cannot call sentinels from your hand. So like if you want to finish the game in 1 turn, so that's basically if you want to consider your turn the final turn, then you can use this card on the Vanguard or rearguard circle. You just need to Soul Blast 1 grade 3, and you need to have 3 or more force markers, which will be easy if you ride the Vanguard 3 or 4 times. And there's also guard restriction that the opponent cannot call sentinels. So if you swing for higher power and your opponent don't have much defensive power, so your attack will obviously go through, and it's obviously critical 2, so that will at least deal 2 damage. So that's why I am running 1 copy of Danger-lunge Dragon, and it will be aggressive at times. So starting off with grade 2s, we have 4 copies of Blaster Dagger, which is a must in the deck because it is the main mechanism card of the deck. So its skill auto on Vanguard circle or rearguard circle, when it's placed, cost counterblast 1 and your opponent chooses one of his or her rear guards and retire it. So it's basically a useful skill as someone like Brutal Jack of the Nova Grappler, which keeps on standing again and again, and it gives the opponents an opportunity for multi-attacking. So you can retire that unit, so it will be a kind of your defensive move as well as you will weaken the opponent's board. So it's quite a good skill. And the second skill is active on Vanguard Circle once per turn. If your opponent has no rear guards, cost discard a card from your hand and this unit will get drive +1. So basically, if your opponent has no rear guards, you can just discard a card from your hand and this unit will get twin drive instead of a single drive check. For next grade 2, we are running 2 copies of Nullity Revenger Masquerade. So basically it's like a grade 3 searcher or your Blaster Dark searcher. So its skill is auto on Vanguard Circle or rear guard circle. When placed, look at 7 cards from top of your deck and reveal up to 1 Illusionary Revenger Mordred Phantom or Blaster Dark from among them and put them into your hand, and then you shuffle your deck. And if you selected a card and put it in your hand, then you have to retire one of your rear guards. So as I said, it's basically your boss unit searcher or your Blaster Dark searcher, and its skill continues on Vanguard or rear guard circle. During the battle it attacked the Vanguard, this unit will get plus 3000. So I'm running 2 copies of it, but you can bump up the numbers, it's according to your choice. But I think 2 copies of Masquerade is enough as we have other grade 3 or Blaster Dark searchers also. So our next grade 2 is 2 copies of Dumphood Dragon. So a lot of you can think that it's basically 5k attack power card, so why should I choose this? But I think its skill is much more like coordinated with Blaster Dark and in general with any unit that contains the name Blaster. So I think it will be better to run. That's why I kept the number of Masquerade 2, because Dumphood Dragon can also search any Blaster card or particularly your Blaster Dark. So its skill continues on rearguard circle. If you have a Vanguard with Blaster in its card name, then this unit will automatically get 5000. So then it will become automatically 10k. So that's basically the power for grade 2. So that is quite fulfilled, because this will be true in every case for your deck, just except for Mordred Phantom. And its second skill, act on rearguard circle, cost Soul Blast 1 and retire this unit. Then you can search for up to 1 Blaster Dark, reveal it to your opponent and put it in your hand. So it's just simple, just Soul Blast 1 and retire this unit. So you will get to call another card. There's an open rearguard circle on which you can call the Surge Blaster Dark. So the next grade 2s are 2 copies of Refusal Mage Bregis. So this card basically provides you a kind of guard restriction. So its skill continues on rearguard circle. If you have more rear guards than your opponent, then your opponent basically cannot intercept. So it just provides you an option with like restricting your opponent to intercept. So they need to weaken their hand, as they will need to call cards from hand to the guardian circle. For the last grade 2, we are running 1 copy of Cursed Lancer. So this Cursed Lancer is basically our card for the counter charging effect, as the deck consumes the counter blast quite a bit, and it basically is kind of an offensive card too. So its skill continuous. When this card would be called from hand, it should be called on the rearguard circle, and it cannot be called alone. That is, you need to call another unit with this card. And its skill, auto on rearguard circle. When it is placed, Soul Blast 1 and this unit will get power plus 10k until end of that turn. So basically 10k power for 1 Soul Blast. So that's quite good. And now if you have no face up cards in your damage zone, you can countercharge 1. So that basically gives you an option to call more rear guards, and for 1 Soul Blast you can increase your power, and also you can countercharge 1 if you don't have any face up cards. So this card do quite a lot of things at the same time. So starting off with grade 1s, we have total 14 grade 1s in the deck. So the first one is 4 copies of Skull Witch Nemain. So you already know that Nemain is quite a very good card, and its skill is on rearguard circle at cost. Rest this unit and you can search your deck for up to 1 card with 5000 attack power, and then you shuffle your deck. But this ability can be used once per turn with the same card name. So basically you can call any grade 1, or like you can retire this unit and call another Dumphood Dragon, and then with the help of that Dumphood Dragon skill you can search for Blaster Dark. So our next grade 1 is 3 copies of Freezing Witch Bendi. So basically Bendi is very much compatible with Blaster Dark. Like if you are on your 4th or 5th turn and your Vanguard is Blaster Dark, then you can Soul Blast one and retire this unit, and then you can search for one Phantom Blaster Dragon and you can ride it as stand. But due to this superior ride, you cannot activate Phantom Blaster Dragon's active skills. So basically this will be a good combo play when your Vanguard is Blaster Dark, but in case of other Vanguards it can be obviously used as kind of boost, and obviously it has 10k shield, so that's a good card for guarding. So the next grade 1 in our deck profile is 2 copies of Abyssal Owl. So its skill auto on Vanguard circle or Rearguard circle. You may Soul Blast one, and if you pay the cost, so if the grade of you and your opponent's Vanguard are the same, when it's placed, Counter Blast one and draw a card. So basically it increases your hand size either with a Soul Blast or with a Counter Blast. So the next grade 1 is 2 copies of Black Sage Charon. So its skill auto on Rearguard circle. When placed, due to the ability of your card, you may Soul Blast one, Counter Charge one, and this unit will get power plus 3000 until end of that turn. So for the cost of one Soul Blast, you can counter charge one and additional power will be given to your unit. So that's basically a good passive skill. So our second last grade 1 is 2 copy of Blaster Javelin. As in the series you also saw that it is the main rad line for grade 1. So basically I am running 2 copies of this because its skill is auto on rearguard circle when it is placed. If you have another grade 1 or less rear guard, basically if you have a grade 1 or grade 0 rear guard, counter blast 1, draw a card, and this unit will get plus 3000 power until end of that turn. So that's basically for one counter blast you are getting an increase in power and you are increasing your hand size by 1. So our last grade 1 is 1 copy of Blaster Dagger. I am basically using this card for filling the last spot. You can use any grade 1 that you like, but I am using this for its skill. So basically its skill is on auto on rearguard circle. When it attacks or the attack that it boosted hits a Vanguard, you may put this unit into your soul and your opponent chooses one of his or her rearguards and retire it. So I'm just using it for soul charge. Basically you can use any grade 1 that you like for the last remaining one spot, and that ends our count of grade 1s. So for our starter I am using full bow. So basically you can use any grade 0 as all the grade 0s have the same skill that auto when rode upon draw a card, and then if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 1 or greater you will get a quick seal ticket into your hand. If you don't know, quick seal ticket is basically a normal order card which can be used for defense as it has plus 5000 shield, or you can put it on one of your rear guards or your Vanguard and it will get power plus 5000. So that's basically counts in the defense. And for the trigger lineup I am using 8 crits, 4 draw PGs and 4 heal triggers. You can alter the amount of the criticals and the draw triggers according to yourself. Like you can use 6 each, so that will give you a better hand size, but it's totally upon you. I am using 8 crits so I can play more offensively. So this was it for today's deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you liked it, please give a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section if you like it or not, or whether which deck profile you will like to see. Subscribe to the channel if you want more this kind of deck profiles or any Vanguard related videos. So until next video, Parky Percival signs off.